sawubona mbukeli wamukelekile kwesinye futhi isiqephu sohlelo olukwazisa kabanzi phela ngamalungelo akho njengomthengi. Ukhumbule ke mbukeli ukuthi nawe phela ungabamba iqhaza ohlelweni lethu lanamhlanje ngokuthi ushayele ucingo la e-studio ku 0117146918 alternatively 7146919. Ungasithumela futhi ne-SMS ku 33721 noma ubuze or ubeke umbono wakho khona lapha ku Facebook uNhlanhlo wakajali wanibingelela kuphi nakuphi lapho sifikelela khona ngayo i-SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. Okwamanje mbukeli uyazi man asingene ishiqe udabeni namhlanje. Njengoba ngisasho ke mbukeli ukuthi ukuhlala endaweni ephephile futhi egculisayo futhi iphinde ibe nemithetho eqondile nokuphila ngokuthula futhi uphile kamnandi kuyiso isizathu phela esenza ukuthi abaningi abantu bakhethe ukuhlala kulama community schemes. Kodwa abahlali phela benye yalezi indawo balapha eGoli bathi bahlukumezeke kakhulu ngemithetho nokudlelwa phela imali eyishisiwe yilabo abaphethe lezi indawo abasolo sengathi baziphethe ngokwabo futhi bayiphathele bona umthetho. Omunye wabahlali uthi uma esola futhi ebuza ngemali engayazi ebifakwe esikweletini sakhe wavele wanikwa futhi esinye isijeziso ngokuthi baphinde bafune enye imali base bethi ke le eyabameli. Utata uvuyisile mdoda wenze nanti uphando.
Ukuhlala kwindawo efana nale iseliphupha kubantu abaninzi kulapho ukhangela yayo ufune khona ukuphola kwengqondo nomphefumulo. Nangona le ndoda ihlala kobuntofontofo yona ithi ayibuboni tu obumnandi kuthethwa ngabo kuba okoko isilwa idabi lemali nabalawuli bendawo ahlala kuyo i-managing agents ngolwasemzini. Insusa amabandla into yokuba le ndoda yabuza ngemali engaziqondiyo ekuthiwa mayizihlawule.
The more I engaged the managing agent, the more disgruntled they became, to a point where they stopped even talking to me, and they told me to say, we will never talk to you. If you want any kind of correspondence, you need to engage our lawyers. Then I asked for the contact details of their lawyers. They sent me the contact details of their lawyers. I engaged their lawyers. The lawyer told me there's nothing they can do. They've been instructed by my body corporate to take me to court and force me to pay. I've got a lot of questions with regards to the way they do things. It's very, very questionable. So when you look at the way they do things, every time they do any kind of correspondence to you, they will charge that against your levy account.
Xa uhlala kwindawo enodede khulizindlu ulawulo lwayo luye lunikwe ingqala ekwaziyo ukuya phantse nantoni na. Xa izinto zixakile kunzima kuye kuyiwe emagqotheni. Lo nindawo uthi imeko yakhe ibingafiki kwinqanaba elifuna amagqwetha. Urhanela ukuba ungenela kwamagqwetha yinto enonyawo lemfene kuba yena nto iphambili ekuthiwa makayenze kukuhlawula imali. Kunjalo uyakudibana nenyoka iphunga umhluzi.
In terms of what I have paid, I've paid the managing agent 37,730. That is what I've paid. And out of that, they have charged me 15,252 in legal fees. I've also been in interest alone, 22,932 rand. So how do, and other, the so-called SEL, they've charged me 9,572. All these things are homeowners as managing agent entitled to charge all these exorbitant fees on suspecting homeowners? Not at all. So we need a fair process that protects homeowners. And in the long run, we are told that if these things are not paid, I stand to lose out my house because the managing agent has got the right to auction my house and take their money.
Omnye unindawo uthi impazamo yakhe yaqala mhla i-akhawunti yakhe yabasemva ngeenyanga eziliqela. Wabona kufika amaxwebhu asuka emagqotheni esithi makabhatale okanye kuza kufika ingxaki. Ngenene ingxaki yafika.
I've had summonses served on me. I've had judgments being taken against me. I've had a sheriff come to my house and attach my property and even taken my property before.
Ukuzikhusela wafuna igqwetha eliza kumlwela. Injongo yakhe ukucima ityala lemali athi akayiqondi. Ngoku sethembele kwiofisi elamla imixwano ezifana nezi i-Community Scheme Ombuds Service.
Because I feel I should not be liable for those legal fees that they added there, and they went to that much, to the 40,000, just to recover 50,000. I feel that's irrational.
Abantu abanengxaki ezifana nezi bathi babalekele kule ofisi isebenza kuwo onke amaphondo.
We have 7 issues that we can help the public with in terms of Section 39 of the CSOS Act. Financial issues, behavioral, private and common areas, governance, meetings, general and other, as well as management services. And the bulk of the applications we receive is in the category of financial issues.
ukaVasserman uthi into ephambili kuzisa isisombululo esikholisa onke amaqela kodwa ukuba omnye akakholwa isisiphumo senkqubo yabo angadlula ngenhla aye kwephakamileyo inkundla kodwa kufuneka lumke kuba kukho imiqathango. Vuyisile Mdoda, Yilungelo Lakho.
Kwanzima sibonge kakhulu ke kutata uVuyisile Mdoda ngokusihlanganisela lo mbiko mbukeli manje ke ukukhuluma kabanzi phela ngodaba leinkinga zabahlala kuma community schemes. We're very pleased to welcome these ladies namhlanje sinawo Sisindebo Rabuli uyena kovela community schemes ombudsman. Leli ke ileli office lomxazululi weinkinga zalabo abahlala endaweni yama community schemes ezifana nama flats nama complex njengoba desibona ku insert. Siphinde sibe na intokazi enhle lapha ya uSisideli Nkambule yena ke ubuya Estate Agency Affairs Board. Ladies, what a pleasure. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Ninjani?
We are fine.
You good?
Good. Yes.
You're good. All right. So, Sis Deli, maybe let's start with you, Ntokazi. When obviously you come from Ilokuzana Estate Agency Board, maybe oschazela ukuthi Ilokuzana relationship here with CSOS. How does it then come in? Because I want you to comment on that insert. Ungitshela ukuthi mhlawumbe ubaba, what could he have done better to get a faster resolution mhlawumbe ngodaba lakhe?
Well, we do have a relationship ne CSOS because estate agents, they are managed or they're regulated by the Estate Agency Affairs Act. However, the duties that they perform usually fall within the CSOS ambit because they deal with schemes. They work for... Sorry about that. Basebenzela ama-trustees.
Okay.
And mabasebenzela ama-trustees, they take instructions from ama-trustees and CSOS is responsible for trustees and how trustees are supposed to operate.
Okay, so ibona balawula umthetho kahle kahle.
Yeah, yibo kahle kahle abalawulayo. So thina singena ngokuthi lama agents kufuneka be registered abe ne certificate to be able to operate as estate agents. And then mase kune grievance ke either a collection of rentals lapho levies, if they misappropriate levies, Tina as the Estate Agency Affairs Board with our Fidelity Fund we can pay. But magna dispute any which involves trustees, then bayangagu CSOS.
Okay. Wena Sisindebo sakwamukela Ntokazi, you are the acting chief ombuds sakwamukela kakhulu and isinembuzo eminingi for namhlanje because a lot of people feel ukuthi le body since ya launch. I think when was it launched? Around 2015.
2015, 2016.
2015, 2016. I remember it was around October or so. Yes. So Ntokazi, part of the reasons that Ilokuzana CSOS was actually open was to alleviate some of those issues. Poor management on scheme finances, no fidelity covers for owners who were frauded, trustees amending or making rules without body corporates, trustees and owners making unauthorized alterations, etc., etc. How far have you guys gone in trying to alleviate some of these issues? Because siyabona ukuthi zisaphesista namanje.
Since the proclamation of the Act, CSOS has been busy dealing with most of the dispute. Majority of them relates to finance issues. My levy has been incorrectly levied on my account. I've not been given the statement in terms of the breakdown of what I'm supposed to be paying. Yes, the biggest dispute relates to finance and then others relate to the behavior of the managing agent.
Yes, it says here, the financial disputes actually form 80% of our cases when.
Yes.
This is crazy. It means ukuthi shuthi lo mthetho awusebenzi kahle kahle as initially thought.
It is working. Maybe the challenge is most of the people who find themselves having problems with their financial issues emanating from incorrectly levied accounts don't know that they can approach CSOS for a relief.
Okay.
Because if you look at the problem that the two gentlemen have been raising, it relates to the fact that they have been levied legal cost on their levy statement. That is not
Yeah.
allowed.
Yeah.
In terms of the regulation under the Sectional Title Schemes Management Act that regulates sectional titles, the body corporate cannot put the legal cost on your account until such time that those legal costs have been taxed. For them to be taxed, it means there has to be a court order. Which
Okay.
means they cannot just wake up tomorrow and say, the lawyer has called you or there's an email that we send you or a letter, then you need to pay for those legal costs. It needs to have gone through the process of the court, because obviously when the court issues out an order, they will say whether the cost must be on a party-to-party or attorney and on-client
Yeah.
scale. And after that, it then gets taxed. The master of the court will look at the statement and say, these items are allowed or are they within the prescribed rate or not.
Yeah.
To ensure that you don't get a situation where a member of the body corporate is levied exorbitant amount that they don't even know where they're coming from. So we have a process within CSOS where someone feel, you know what, they've levied this amount incorrectly, they can approach us and we can issue an adjudication order to say that amount must be removed from the owner's account.
Okay Mbukeli, I hope uyezwa lapho ukuthi uSisindibu uthini. Uyasho ukuthi cha akukho emthethweni ukuthi wena ke ulokhuze ucharge imali yabameli or any legal cost ngaphambi kokuthi bakutshele laba bazokcharge ukuthi isiphume enkantolo sekwenziwe isivumelano ukuthi ingene enkantolo. Sister, are these common complaints? I mean, looking at that insert, ubaba uyasho ukuthi it actually emanated from him querying ukuthi how did I amass so much debt or ilokhuzana i-credit ngazi kahle ukuthi what I'm liable for and I'm paying it every month, but then inyuke yaze yafika ku 40,000. I mean, that's exorbitant.
It is exorbitant, yeah. These are prevalent complaints, vele, and we find that ingqumbi yabantu abasi aware of steps that they can follow in order to try and deal with such issues. And usually bahlala nayo imetha baloku bazama ukulwa nama-trustees balwa nama-managing agents bangasafuna ukumkhulumisa kanti I think when you know ukuthi who should you approach, where you should go, then it becomes easier for you because then you have a body to fight these people. We all know that ama-trustees nama-managing agents basebenza kanye kanye, and they have the money and the capacity to fight you. So when as an ordinary human being, who are you? Gulwa nabo. And another thing is that even if as a person in that complex, ungathola support yala labanye, they try and victimize nonke to the extent that they then levy amounts lengawa understand you on your statements so that they can shut you up.
You know, Sister, when you mentioned that khona umuntu obeka ngitshela ukuthi they were even threatened bacimelwa i-complex yonke ugesi because ilokhuzana the managing agents didn't pay, and then they actually just decided ukuthi bazoswitch ugesi off, and they told the people ukuthi well nizozibona ukuthi nenzani. Mbukeli, loads more information coming up on the show. It seems like it's a huge issue. Numbers are 0117146918 6919 SMS 33721. Siyabuya khona manje. Welcome back. You're still watching Yilungelo Lakho live here mahamba phambili SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. Umangolosi lo ngihleli noma Rabuli kanye noma Nkambule. Today we're talking about impatho labanye abaningi abahlala kuma complex nasema flatini or lezi zinto ezibizwa ama community schemes basikhalele labathi yazini sis Alisha siphethwe kabi yilabantu ababizwa ama managing agents okusho ukuthi ibona abagadi complex or uma unenkinga ucomplaina kubona kuthiwa labantu laba hayi cha ngathi bawokhanda lemtshelo kwakhe bazenzela abafuna ukulandela umthetho, even though kunebody ebizwa i-CSOS kumele kube yona edilana lama disputes ke. Ngihleli nentokazi uMisikhambule njengoba ngishilo, she's from the Estate Agency Affairs Board. Usisindibu Rabuli yena ke, she's the acting chief ombudsman. So ladies, Sisindibu, Usisteli was saying here ukuthi one needs to know where to go just to ensure ukuthi you get a quick resolution and you don't incur debt efana naleya yobaba lo lo sesimbone ethi 40,000 or the other case here 70,000 in legal fees. Awusikhulume, what should have happened when ubaba realized ukuthi unenkinga mayelana nequery in terms of lama invoice akade wa receive?
What the gentlemen should have done is they should have approached CSOS. When they arrive, we are able to assist them. There is a form that they fill in for dispute resolution. Well, they'll set out their case in terms of this is what happened. So you give a story. We are able to assist in terms of which provision within our section.
So you don't
39.
even try nalababa ama managers, the estate agents. Awuzami ngisho ukuthi negotiate nabo in you just go straight to CSOS.
There are instances that we have seen where you'll try to talk to them, they will ignore you.
Okay.
So then the amount just keeps on growing.
Okay.
So the better thing to do is you approach us as quickly as possible before everything gets out of hand.
Okay.
Like the situation of a gentleman who said now they had to attach his house. Before it even gets there, you come to us, there is a fee that you pay, it is 50 Rand is cheap. Unlike you having to then approach a private attorney who will charge you even more amount to try to get you out of the problem. So you fill in a form, it gets assessed. We send that form and your complaint to the body corporate. In most instances, you'll find that the moment they receive a letter from us, they then come forward and say, you know what, we are going to remove this amount from the owner's statement.
Okay.
So before it can even go through to adjudication, there are instances where the conciliator will come in, try to make sure that people's rights are protected. They talk to both the managing agent and the owner to see if they can find a common ground. In most instances, it doesn't even go any further because what most of the managing agents, they do know the law, but they tend to ignore it, more especially if they realize that the people that they're dealing with don't know their rights. Yes.
You know, Sister Deli, then maybe come in there then. Let's deal with the protocol when dealing with internal matters. That's now between the owner and the board of trustees or the managing agents. I mean, what necessitates them ukuthi balethe a third party in that sekuthiwa nangu ummeli manje sekusendela ama lawyers when you were disputing with them personally? Like, how does it work that way?
Really, it's surprising because Pela kumbula guti as an owner nawe, you own part of you are part of the scheme.
Yes.
So when you raise disputes, it shouldn't be that besabag letala abameli because managing agents are employed by the scheme.
Yes.
You also pay them. Your levies pay those managing agents. And they're not only supposed to look after my interest, my trustees, they're supposed to look after the interest yakho now as an owner.
But it seems like it's the opposite effect.
It seems it's the opposite effect because the trustees then behave like they own the building. Ganzi nabo, they just have a share the same way as the other owner has. And when that happens, it becomes unfortunate because this person, Nyalo, is supposed to then fight or have to fight this big giant alone. And once they do that, it means when also on the other side, you must engage MR attorneys. And remember, Bona, as managing agents and as trustees, they use monies from the levies to fight you. The same money that you pay them. They then use it against you. And it's totally unfair.
Maybe then, Sis Ndibo, let's talk about this. I mean, it seems like the rules, the financial administration is actually the bulk of the problem.
Yes.
Ethically, how is it supposed to be managed, Lolo Kozan?
Procedurally, you remember all as a scheme owner, you are supposed to pay what we call an administrative fee, which is the levy. The administrative fund is meant to make sure that the body corporate is well run. They pay for the security, the upkeep of the building, the maintenance of the building. So that money is also regulated in terms of how much you're supposed to be contributing towards the administrative fund. We also discourage instances where you'll find that the body corporate increases the administrative fund by more than 10% within a specific financial year.
Is that legal?
They can't. The rules currently limits the increase of the administrative fund increase in the financial year.
And I've also heard Uguchi by increase without even like informing the rest of Amalokuzana, Ama trustees.
They're not supposed to. Normally, the increase in the levy gets decided at what we call an AGM. the annual general meeting.
Sisindibo, hold that thought because ngifuna siye breaking so that uzochaza even further in detail so that abantu bezo understand. Mbukela ingcingo zethu ivuliwe 0117146918 6919 consumer@sabc.co.za 33721 is the SMS line. Siyabuya khona manje. Sikhuluma namhlanje ngempatho yabantu laba abahlala kuma-community schemes, ama-flat, ama-complex nezinto ezinjalo. Sizwe engathi kuney'nkinga ey'ningi laphana ngoba kuthiwa laba abaphatha lawo ma-schemes labo engathi cha, they are a law unto themselves and hence taking advantage of ama-homeowners abahlala la. Sisindibo, you were still explaining. I mean, let's talk about that because I also want you to get into. So in terms of umthetho then, uthini umthetho ukuthi when can then ama-lokhuzana, ama-debt collectors also be roped in then to deal with the owner who's not paying ama-levies and so forth? Siphi isikhathi esi-right sokuthi then, okay, you can bring in the third party because ubusuchazile ukuthi ummeli ungena kanjani laphayana.
Okay. As an owner within the body corporate, you also have an obligation to pay your levy.
Yes,
And
definitely.
we do encourage people to pay the levy because the situation is, if you don't pay a levy, then the complex will not be maintained. Then the building starts to dilapidate, electricity gets cut off because there's no payments towards the municipality. However, they are in situation where someone is unable to pay. Some of them do it deliberately, some is because they can't afford.
A situation.
What we have been advising most of the body corporate currently is remove the attorneys out of this whole entire process because it becomes costly. So let's take, for instance, there's someone who is staying within the body corporate and they're not paying a levy, either deliberately so, and there are some who will stay within the body corporate for the whole year without paying a levy. Then we advise the body corporate approach CSOS, because CSOS can also assist to mediate
Okay.
or to find a common ground between the body corporate and the owner of the scheme to say, what are the problems? What are the challenges? Can you reach an agreement where he pays you on a monthly basis, maybe a small amount until they're able to pay off their levy? In that way, we are cutting off the issue of involving the attorneys because once they come in, there's issue of legal costs which are very high. So the body corporate are then come to CSOS to say, I have a problem with this owner who has not been contributing towards the administrative fund for maybe a year or two. Then we are able to bring them together so that they reach an amicable solution.
Okay, all right. Sizoqhubeka ngalapho Ntokazi. I want to get into processes because, yay, I went to your website, ngago Hello Peter, I found some serious complaints. Mbukela ungayindawo. You just need to sit right there. Usifonele njengayo uAnonza. Anonymous all the way in Randburg. Thank you so much for calling us. Siyakwamukela ohlelweni. Anonymous, hello.
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
How are you? I think it's the second time we're talking again. Last time I also talking with you
Oh,
about
awesome.
this body corporate story. Your people doing an excellent job.
Oh, thank you so
Now,
much,
I'd like to
Anonymous.
see
What would you like to say
personally,
today?
Because this body corporate, he think the place he owned the place.
Yeah.
We are sick and tired of this body corporates and agents. And another thing is this body corporate is making trouble just before the general meeting to get more votes to stay in the body corporate, bring the friends to do garden service, bring the friends to do security and all that stuff. And you know, I pay these people's salary. Every month I paying the money, and then after that you're doing a maintenance levy and everything. I told you last time, the Minister from Housing must stop this townhouses, and also he allowed dogs. And the dogs is a problem in a complex. And that is a serious problem now. And if this thing is not going to stop, that same lady you're talking with, the Sandton ombudsman, I was in the office. These people lying too much. These people lying too much. We was there in the office. We put this thing on record. This encore is a big problem in this townhouses. And I said, still, I will go so far, like the president, to stop this story about this townhouses, building this townhouses, because we are sick and tired. That other lady with the blue sitting there, she is right. The body corporate is not in charge of the owners.
Thank you so
I
much.
like we must stand. I like to come see you and Jalil I'd like to come see you one day. We must form a committee in townhouses. Let different townhouses go to different places. And also, I was talking with a guy in Fourways 2 weeks ago. The guy told me the body corporate stealing the money, all that stuff, and that is what happened. That's why I like to stay so long in the body corporate. What he must do, everyone must get a chance in the body corporate to be a chairperson. But I think you people must stop this story about this townhouses and stuff, because now, and the management agent from the SOS is Tommy. That one with the glasses is the one who's friends with the body corporate.
Anonymous,
thank you very much.
Anonymous, thank you so much for raising those issues and constantly keeping
lady
in.
with the blue there.
All right, thank you so much, Anonymous, all the way from Randburg. And I know he has called us before relating to a similar story. Now, Sis Ndebo, uthi uke wadila nawe laphayana, and this is what I want to get into. Ntokazi, I want you to comment first ukuthi lento issue lokhuzana, because I want to get into the processes the CSOS, because ama complaints maningi. But what do you think mawuzwa umuntu ekhuluma kanje? I mean, this guy called the last time wathi kungconiyekwe lento ama complex, because it just seems like you're not winning even if you raise issues to bodies like yourselves as well. Engathi anibezwisisa ukuthi bathini.
It's unfortunate, Guti. He seems not to be getting the help that
he sounds
wants
enraged.
to be. He needs, and for bodies like us, we are there to serve them, and we are there to provide that help. Hopefully, one day we can be able to assist him to resolve his dispute. But go run a body corporate without AMA rules and without the funds. It's going to be very difficult. It's going to be problematic. We need to have the rules. We need to have the funds so that we can be able to pay for the maintenance, for the repairs, and for everything that happens, so that the environment becomes a conducive environment where people can stay. Because you can't have a place where there are no lights in the passage, the gardening is not maintained,
the gates are not working,
the gates are not locked, there are no security, there are no repairs. Yes, there are issues with regard to the people that we then put there, that we elect at AGMs.
And they're not even talking about the funds. I mean, what are they doing with the money that you're paying for the levies?
I think that's where we then have to hold them accountable for each and every cent that we give to them, because we know, obviously, once someone gets hold of money, they will misuse it. But as owners, we need to be involved to the extent that we know each and everything that happens. It is true, managing agents and trustees, they use their own people to do the repairs, they hire securities, their own securities at the back, and they get kickbacks for that, which is prejudicial for the owners. And he touched on an important topic, Gutsi. They should rotate the chairperson so that everyone gets a chance. I think
it's a valid point.
It's a valid point, so that each and every person can be able to understand how to run a scheme, because some of them, they sit at the back and don't even read the rules and don't even understand, and want the other trustees and the managing agents to do the job for them, then they sit. That is why they then end up with such problems, because they don't know what is allowed and what is not allowed by the rules and the laws.
Siyabonga sisidelio yakhuluma intokazi lapha mbukela Sithembeke ukuthi nawe khona ukucosha lapho 01171469118, alternatively 7146919, consumer@sabc.co.za, alternatively usithole lapha kuma SMS na ku Facebook. I'll see you shortly after this break. Bukeli, the lines are wide open. Ke sikhuluma ngendaba yokuthi sikhuluma ngempatho yalabo abahlala kuma complex or amalokhuzana ama community schemes njengama flats nama complex. I am still sitting with Usis Ndebo Rabuli, the acting chief ombud, kanye no Miss Deli Nkambule Nage. She's from the State Agency Affairs Board. All right, let's quickly take Anonymous. I understand we have another Anonymous on the line. Where is he from, Mike? All right, another Anonymous from Randburg. Anonymous from Randburg, go ahead. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I have two questions for your guest.
Yes, ma'am.
The first question that I have is, I'd like to know if, let's say, for instance, you go for conciliation hearing,
Yes, ma'am.
you're an applicant, and the respondents are lying during the hearing, and let's say you're the only applicant and it's 4 or 5 against 1, and you have supporting documents, but you don't have the opportunity to present them because you'll be told, because we've prolonged the hearings, you're running against time. As an applicant, what are the steps that you can take to make sure that your dispute is understood and heard correctly? And my second question will be, the lady who's dressed in blue.
Yes, this is
I
daily.
need to know the processes during the adjudication, if we have to go for adjudication, because as far as I know, CSOS is there because it's helping owners who cannot afford to take the managing agents or the trustees to court.
Okay.
So if the respondents have attorneys, is it correct for the applicant to be told that if she loses or he loses the dispute, she will be held liable for the legal
For
cost
the legal costs.
if the respondent brings a legal representative?
Anonymous, thank you so much. You know, this brings me to that story that I was telling you off air, Sis Ndibuwa, about somebody that we know also. Very same issue. She was given letters of demand threatening her, saying that if she loses the case, then she'll be liable for the other attorneys' legal costs and so forth, for the respondents' legal costs. Is this legal?
No. Let's take, for instance, they do bring the matter to CSOS for dispute resolution. And
they brought the matter to CSOS for dispute resolution. She was the only applicant. There was 5 respondents, and this was the case. So it was 5 against 1. She feels the case was unfair. And this is just one of many of the complaints that I have when I went to look on Ilokuzani Hello Pete.
Procedurally, what should happen is you're supposed to have the applicant and the respondent appearing before the conciliator. What should have happened if she was not comfortable having the other people coming in and sitting in there? She should have told the conciliator, I'm not comfortable. Can I have my matter be heard between me and maybe one representative from the body corporate?
Okay.
Obviously, there's no such a thing that the applicant must be hurried in terms of them presenting their matter. They're supposed to be given a full opportunity to present their cases, be allowed to bring any documentation or proof they want to bring
But they were
along.
not given the chance in Justice Ndibu.
It is unfortunate that such thing would have happened, but CSOS is meant to be impartial in making sure that all the disputes are heard.
Then who accounts for such a mistake? Because number one, the applicant feels that the case was biased, unfair, and as a result, she's not even looking forward to the resolution there because it will not encompass whatever she actually instituted in the first place.
We have a practice directive that sets out the code of conduct for both the conciliators and the adjudicators when they are dealing with the matters. If they are not happy, we do have instances where they do come to us to say, I appeared before conciliator A, B, or Z, and I'm not happy. And then they articulate what happened. We then go as management to find out what really happened in that instance. Was the conciliator prejudicial in dealing with the matter? Where in some instances where we found that maybe the conciliator or the adjudicator didn't act properly, we have the ability to then remove the matter from that specific conciliator and then give it to another conciliator to deal with the matter. Because our motto is to ensure that there is impartiality. Everyone is given a fair chance to be heard. I heard they're saying if the matter does go to adjudication, then she will be responsible for the legal fees. It is not correct because we don't issue a cost order in all our adjudication where we'll say you need to pay the legal cost for that respondent or that applicant. So if the body corporate is choosing to bring an attorney into the adjudication, which is not allowed, they will not be awarded the cost in their favor. In fact, our practice directive says that each and every party will bear their own cost your transport cost for getting there, the cost for preparing for an adjudication. Further, our Act doesn't allow legal representation in the adjudication or conciliation.
Yes.
So if the body corporate does bring an attorney, the applicant has a right to say, no, you can't bring, and our conciliators and adjudicators are trained to say no to any legal representation. Legal representation is only allowed in exceptional circumstances where the case is very technical. And in that instance, they will also give the other party an opportunity to say, do you want to bring an attorney to represent you? But under normal circumstances, where the applicant is not legally represented, we don't allow legal representation from the other party.
All right, Sis Ndibonge, ngiyabonga kakhulu. Let me quickly take another anonymous from Durban before Sis Dela pendulo wakho umphendula umbuzo. Anonymous all the way from Durban, thank you so much for joining us. Question or point?
Okay, what I wanted to find out is, when they're going to paint the complex,
Yes.
you got the unit owners are supposed to get 3 quotations, isn't it?
Yes.
Right, and then the complex I live in, we only got the special levy after they had painted half of the complex.
How? Okay. And I mean, how high was the amount, Anonymous? Are you able to tell us, was it an affordable, was it a feasible amount?
Well, it was like 3,000 rand each unit, I think.
Oh my goodness. And there was no prior consultation before this?
There was no 3 quotations given, right? And then I am a qualified painter.
Yes.
Right. And the painting, the workmanship was very bad. There is all different colors on the complex, and some of the walls hadn't had the amount of coats it should have.
Yeah. So they did a
Right.
shoddy job, basically.
Right. And what I wanted to know is the chairman of the trustees, is he allowed to do the contract work on the complex?
Okay. All right. All right. Anonymous, please stay close to your television set. We're going to be addressing that question shortly after this break. Mbukeli sesithatha ikhefu lethu. Ngabe lokugcina ngempela, Mike. Oh my goodness. We're going to be back shortly after this. Welcome back, Mbukeli. It is our final segment. Shesha, mangabe usafuna ukungifonela so that ngizokhona ukuthi ngi-address your issues. Maybe, Sis Ndibo, before ngiphelelwa isikhathi, there's a very, very serious issue here, which is why we actually brought you here. I actually took the liberty. I went first to your website ngayibona ukuthi ilokhuzwe kanjani. I was trying to look for cases, the number of cases you have this year, and ayikho ku website. It says now, you told me it's 6,000 that you have. In 2018, I think August, you had about 4,060. And then I went to Hello Peter, ngabona complaints about the length of time it takes for the office to respond. If the office responds, the staff respond with attitude, the calls are cut off, emails are not answered. You need to constantly follow up if ufuna inkinga yakho ukuthi iziwe. People are saying it's a useless administration, it doesn't care about you. One even said, I might lose my property because of CSOS. And all these are all very recent cases. So, in your processes that is not working out, that has people so disgruntled, as a body that is supposed to be standing up for them as consumers. There's been accusations of your lawyers colluding with estate managers, attorneys as well. Please answer to that before I address our questions.
Okay. There is a process that is set in our practice directive. You submit your application for dispute resolution. That application then gets sent to what we call the respondent.
Okay.
Then the respondent must then answer to whatever allegation you would have put in your dispute. Once he has responded, it then goes back to the applicant. There are times where when the matter then goes sent to the respondent, they take longer. they don't respond or they don't come back. Because then conciliation relates to two people coming together. And
Yes.
so if the other party doesn't want to participate,
It-
then becomes difficult for CSOS to intervene and assist. And there are instances for some where the respondent comes back with a response. They're supposed to respond back to whatever the respondent would have said. Some of them, they take longer. So if you want your matter to be dealt with quicker, the best is once you receive a letter, respond quick in terms of, I've heard what he said, I don't agree, here is my additional documents that I want to
But
submit.
now,
as well.
Betty, before even getting to that point, it's a monumental task to get through to you guys to lodge that formal dispute. So, inkingilelephi kahle kahle sis?
It is not. Our process is you fill in a form, you email it through. There is a dedicated email address where you send in your dispute. Immediately when they receive the dispute, they do what we call an assessment. Then they will write you a letter to say, we have received your dispute, it is within our jurisdiction, you need to pay a 50 rand fee.
And isikhathi salogo between lodging and receiving le lokhuzana le notification ukuthi sizwile ukuthi une case, how long does it take?
Once the dispute is received, we have 14 days to do what we call an assessment.
Okay.
After that assessment, then there is a period within which you need to be paying your 50 rand
Okay.
fee for us to be able to take the matter further.
Okay.
And then allocate it to what we call a conciliator.
Okay.
So there are instances where they delay in terms of making the payment, which will then stall the process, because we cannot proceed without the 50 rand prescribed fee being paid. And we have instances where most of the cases, we close them. And you'll find that after you have closed the matter and then you write to the applicant to say, you have not paid your 50 rand, I'm now closing my file. That is when they come up to say, you know what, here's the 50 rand, please,
Okay.
please proceed.
All right. Sis Ndibo, let me quickly take our final caller here. Another anonymous from Johannesburg. Anonymous, very quickly. Thank you for joining us. Anonymous.
Hello.
Kunjani Ntokazi?
Nkorinjani?
Ngiyaphila sisi. Ngicela uthi nje qaba sesoqeda uhlelo na.
Only two questions.
Yes ma.
Umuntu makathenga ku sectional title uyayiunderstand ukuthi yini la ngena khona.
Yes.
That's one. Two, umuntu mangabhadali who must pay for their services? They use the service every day. Who must pay for that?
Thank you,
That's
Anonymous.
what I want to know.
Thank you, Anonymous. Maybe Sis Deli, very quickly, I mean, she's raising relevant points. Ukuthi these services, you need to pay for them because you are using them. So it's more of a umbono than a question.
Guaranteed. We all know we have to pay for what we use.
We use.
However, financially, we're all not the same. I might buy into a complex because today I have a job, tomorrow then I don't have a job and I get into financial difficulties. It doesn't mean that I must then lose my house. We can come to some sort of arrangement in terms of payments, making payment arrangements, so that as a human being, I also have access to property. I also have the right to be able to live in the property that I was able to buy when I had money. So we are not advocating for people not to pay for what is due.
Okay.
But however, there are situations where people get into problems and those arrangements should be made for people who then have problems in
Okay.
paying.
Thank you, Sis Deli. You know what I found interesting, Sis Ndibu? I-officier, when it issues that order, it holds the same weight as a magistrate's court's order.
Yes.
So you have all the authority in the world, ukuthi nenze final rulings, but it seems like kusafeyileka Ntokazi. Can you at least confess ukuthi you have some challenges within the system and you're trying to work out those systems? Some of the complaints that I've mentioned today, are you working on them? Niyazama ukuthi improve i-service yenu?
Okay. One of the issues that we've picked up is our telephone system, which, as indicated, someone will call, then they'll be cut off before it gets transferred.
Okay.
We have currently busy installing what you call a call center. So that will make things more easier, more quicker. There will be more than 5-10 people who will be assisting you. We are going to be trained them, so there will be people who will be able to give you first-hand advice in terms of what do I do, how do I deal with my dispute. So there is improvements in terms of the telephone system and the email system.
Okay, and then ukuthi abantu bathole fast resolutions. What is the best way? Beze ma-office enu or still go the email route?
They can use the email route. Those who stay closer, they can come in. We have what we call walk-ins that we assist people with. We give you a person who will
And then
advise
who
you.
do I report umuntu that has been helping me, kunina, that I feel I'm not satisfied with ukuthi indlela ahandlishe ngayo icase yami?
Majority of them, they do come to me. I do receive a lot of complaints in terms of my case was not handled properly.
Okay, so they can come to you directly.
Yes, so there is a process that we follow in terms of finding what really happened.
All right.
Within those issues and those problems.
All right. Usis Ndebora Buli, the acting chief ombudsman, and of course, was a CSOS kanye no Miss Deli Kambole, yena ke ovela kwi State Agency Affairs Board. Two lovely ladies giving us very profound information here. Let's hope ukuthi nombukeli. As usual, mina I come here, I raise the questions ekumele wena uyibuze. Thank you to all our anonymous callers who called in today. Your questions were relevant. If we couldn't get through to all of your answers, siyaxolisa, but thank you anyway for participating. Do join us next week for another live consumer discussion. And ukhumbule ukuthi khona impindo yalelu hlelo. So if you have any complaints, uzwile ukuthi office labo lisebenza kanjani. Hopefully you can get some recourse ngaleyo ndlela. Eyakajala intokazi ithi nje nisale kahle.
Lelungelo lakho